Good day, gentlemen. Welcome back to another video. Today I want to talk to you guys about semen retention and attracting the right women. So there's a difference between attracting the right woman and attracting just any old women. When you have self-control over your lower senses, when you're able to master that aspect of your being, as a man, you begin to open your eyes to women who are pure, women who have genuine intentions and also possess good qualities. So in the book, Bliss of the Celibate by Julian Lee, I highly recommend you guys go check that out. There's a chapter in the book where he talks about how men, when they start to purify their lower senses, as that process begins, as they begin to master that part of them, as a result of that, they begin to be able to look at women from a more objective point of view. Meaning, if you line up 10 women, right? And yeah, maybe some of them are more attractive than the one that is pure. You as the man will pick the one who is more pure over the ones who have the blown up bodily features, big butt, big breasts, etc. So guys, if you're in the pit of pornography, right? If you're going home and you're beating your meat every day and you're struggling, maybe you're not struggling with women, maybe you're okay with women, but you're attracting the wrong types of women, or you're in friend groups with the wrong types of women around, and you want to get the woman that's going to be conducive to your lifestyle, you really have to look at yourself. You have to look at mainly your pornography problem, the problem of you constantly ejaculating onto yourself, watching screens, right? Watching the phone sex, because that is what's making you unclean. And as a result of you being unclean, you're not able to look at women for what they can do for you, right? And I'm not saying this in a narcissistic, you just want women to be under your authority all the time and just serve you, and you don't have to do anything. No, I'm not speaking in that sense. But what I am speaking about is basically you being in control of your sexual domain, right? And as a result, you're able to look at the woman for more than just her mere bodily features, right? Because that is what is causing a lot of the havoc on relationships, and a host of other issues as well. But primarily, I think that's where it starts. That's where the progress begins, is when we as men can get a hold of our sexual energy and start to look at the opposite sex more objectively. And obviously we still will have our sexual impulse. That's not something that goes away. So you're always gonna have some degree of impulse towards life, right? Because a woman's hips or her butt, her breasts, those are life-giving features, right? So we're just naturally attracted to those things. It's not something to be ashamed of, but we don't have to act on that. The difference is we don't have to act on that impulse 24/7, right? That's the difference. That's where you draw the line, because like I said, when you're sitting there every day as a man, right? Think of yourself, right? Think of how freaking much of a joke it is. You're going home, right? After work, after school, every freaking day, you're pulling your pants down, playing with yourself, watching another man. How fucking crazy is that? When I never really thought about it when I was in the pit of my addiction, but it's like you're watching another man smash a chick that you like, that you find attractive. That is the most cuck behavior, right? Now, obviously it's on a screen, but it's aligned, it's similar to you literally being in a corner of a room watching another man fuck your girl. Matt, think of how emasculating that sounds. And think pretty much that's what you're doing every single time you watch porn. You're doing that every single time, right? And then as a result of that, right, so you finish off, you beat your meat, your seed's gone, right? You bust into your sock, whatever, or onto yourself. Now you go smoke some weed. Now you go eat some junk food, right? Now you have no energy, right? So, you're not going to have any inclination or proclivity to go out and be a man who's on a mission to, get respect, status, money, right? Get in shape, become a more competent man, right? So when that is taken away from you, then you just look for women in general to fill that hole, right? And that's what porn is, right? That's where obviously that's the easiest form of getting women in a technological sense. But at the same time, when you're constantly ejaculating, right, and you're smoking weed, because I'm not gonna lie, there's a lot of men who, pornography addiction is if I don't know, when I was in my addiction, when I was in the peak of it, when I was like really like doing this shit every day, twice a day, 3 times a day sometimes, I was just eating like a lot of junk food. Like the junk food consumption during that time period, it was really like 2019 when I was in college. It was like probably the worst. It was, man, like just every time I would finish, right, I would go and go to like the local food spot on campus, and I would just pick out. I'd get like cookies and shit, ice cream. I would eat like just horribly, and I would eat in large quantities, right? So I was out of shape too, guys. Another thing too is pornography. One of the things pornography has an effect on is your physiological stature, right? Like, man, I remember, I think it was like 2019. It was the worst time for me with porn, and I was like 195. I was pushing like 200. Now I'm like, look at me. I'm in shape. I'm in better shape now than I was, 2 or 3 years ago. But like 3 to 4 years ago, man, I was like 195, and now I think I'm like 180. So give or take like 15, 20 pounds lighter, right? I feel better. I'm sharper, right? As you can see, I have a pretty good physique. I'm not like, bodybuilder status, but hey, man, I look pretty good. I'm lean. I'm fit. I can, do adequate exercises in the gym. I have good endurance, right? So there's a lot of things that you reap when you stop watching porn, right? And stop eating your meat. There's a lot of things that you benefit from. But like I said, in this video, we're talking about women. So as a result of you stop eating your meat, well, what does that do, right? So let's simplify it into an equation, right? So stop eating my meat equals more energy. More energy equals more output in my career/business. Stop watching porn equals more energy, so I can have a better physique, so I can do more in the gym, so I can be in better shape, right? And what is as a result of being in better shape, as a result of making more money in your career, your business, right? What does that do? That makes you way more attractive to women, right? And when you're in control of your sexual domain, right? When you have money, when you're on your purpose, when you're in the gym, when your physique's on point, then the universe will send you a feminine woman. God will send you a feminine woman, right? Because, and it's the funny thing too, right? When you start to, like I said, really control yourself, and you quit the addiction and you stop, right? You're gonna know, you can sense, you don't even have to really say, you don't really have to even verbally communicate to a woman to see that she might not be fit for you, right? Like, I can look at a woman right now, right? If she's dressed a certain way, if she has tattoos, I'm not saying all girls with tattoos, but if she has tattoos, if she's aggressive, if she walks fast, if she wears a lot of makeup, I can just generally get a sense, hey man, she's probably not going to be the one for me, man. And I have a girlfriend now. I've been dating for a year. We've been dating for a year. Things are good. And she's awesome. My girlfriend's awesome, man. She cooks, she cleans, she doesn't argue, she listens. Sometimes I might be wrong. So I'm not gonna say I'm just like a dictator, and I'm not gonna listen to what she might have to say. But in general, she follows my lead, she listens. And that's the type of girl you want, because, as a man, right, as you build your value, as you get older, right, when you get more into your business, into your career, when you have more things going on, when you have a family, you don't need these women who are just going to be good for sex, right? You need a woman who's going to be helpful in every degree, right? Maybe she helps you with your business. Maybe she makes you food, right? She cooks, she cleans, she tends to her children, right? This is what we want as men, right? And hey, man, if you have to go down a pole or two on the attractive scale, meaning like, hey, because a lot of guys, what do? They go after 9s, 10s, right? Because they're attractive, right? Well, hey, guess what? Those 9s and 10s, I'm sorry to break it to you, but most of them are not going to be wife material, right? Because they have a lot of options, right? So when they have a lot of options, the likelihood of them being a whore or being promiscuous, in a nicer word for that, there's no, she has 10 to 20 bodies, right? The likelihood of her being able to pair bond with you and go the distance with you is not going to be very likely, right? So you gotta, like I said, you don't want to date a girl who's, just like unattractive to the point where it's like, hey man, I can't even get it up because she's so, maybe she's too fat or whatever. She's just not attractive. But hey man, if she's a 6, 7, maybe an 8, that's a big maybe an 8. If you can, work with her looks in that sense, where hey man, maybe she's not like the girls you see in pornography or the girls you see at the club or the girls you see on Instagram. But hey, if she's, like a 6 or 7, she's decent. Maybe she's got a little weight on her, but you can work with it. Then hey, it's a go. Because like I said, there's a lot of things that you're gonna avoid a lot of the problems that come with dating these 9s and 10s that every freaking man is lusting after constantly 24/7 via social media, via going to the club every week, via parties, via sororities and fraternities, etc. Right? So like I said, guys, it's crucial that that you get your pornography addiction dealt with ASAP. It's really like the first thing that you need to get over, because like I said, nothing, especially when it comes to women, because like I said, man, I mean, unless you guys want to be monks for 60 years, I don't think a lot of men really want that. But if you want to date women, or you want to have a wife, or you want to have kids, right, you're gonna need to be in a place where you're the head of the house, right? Meaning, spiritually, physically, mentally, financially, right? So when you're the head of the house, you have self-control and you're the leader. It makes life a lot easier in the sense that, you don't have to deal with all the problems that come with, these 9s and 10s and freaking models, right? So, yeah, guys, like I said, that's the key. That's the starting point if you want to attract the right woman for you. So, yeah, guys, that's it. Oh, by the way, if you guys, like I said, if you're still struggling with porn, download my free ebook. In that ebook, I wrote it. It's like 10, I think it's like 10 pages. But I go over every little tool and technique and framework for tackling the addiction that's helped me overcome it over the past 5 years that I've used to really, go away with the addiction completely, just not, watch porn and just stop, man, because like I said, it's so detrimental. And I think you guys will get a lot from that ebook. It's short, it's easy to read, and I think a lot of the things in there will help you. So the link is in the description if you guys are interested in that. It's completely free, so I'm not going to charge you for it. Yeah, guys, and that's it. That's all. I hope you guys have a good day. Peace.